Hi folks, Doug here. Ellis Car Customs doing what has to be done in no particular order. Thanks for coming by the garage again. Um, thanks, thanks Robert for your gift and the super thanks. I was a couple videos ahead, so this is my first chance to really call you out. Super thanks stuff is all voluntary. Anybody, I don't want anybody to break their bank or whatever giving me money. But it's appreciated when you do. Last episode we got the headliner mostly in. We can't totally finalize it until we get those trim pieces done up that have to be cleaned up and installed, and that way we make sure there's going to be no interference with the trim pieces and the glass going in and the outside trim pieces, and because you may have to shuck things a little bit, you never know. I've never put a headliner in a Nomad. I've never put a roof on a Nomad. So it's all new to me, just as much as it's all new to you, I guess. So we're going to start out by cleaning up a bunch of pieces that we need, and figuring out what we got to do to make them pretty, and kind of figuring out where they all go, and stuff like that. Glad you could come back. We're going to go to work. So yeah, back in the day they put an ungodly amount of trim on these cars. There's so many little assorted pieces. I mean, you look at today's cars, they got hardly anything for trim, but we've got stacks and stacks and stacks of trim that has to be cleaned or repaired or both. Well, we'll keep plugging away. So if I had to guess, that's probably what $1,000 worth of stainless steel looks like. Because I'll bet if I had to buy all these pieces, I'd be into them for at least $1,000. Maybe more. Probably between this stack here and that stack there, probably well over $2,000. Well, just these Bel Air things, the side pieces will spoil $1,000 bill roughly. So yeah, all we've got, this is all the outside stainless for around the rear view, or not rear view, but around the rear side windows and up over the doors on the inside and the outside. We just have this piece here that you saw earlier that we have to address, but the rest of them are serviceable and we'll make something out of this. But next thing we got to do is get after these pieces here, you know, that go on the inside that are all pitted. They used to be chrome plated, but they're all pitted. So we'll do like we did with, there we go. We'll do like we did with bows for the headliner and just grind them down as smooth as we can and put some high build primer on them. Hopefully they'll smooth up nicely for us. So I'll also show you on these, there's this one's got a hole in it, so we got to fix that. That one's not the end of the world. But this one here, on top of being bent, that's going to have to be straightened, is missing a sizable chunk right there. So we're going to have to fix that hole and make it look like something. Like I said, that's all we got, so we got to make it work. But yep, our work's cut out for us, I guess. There, so we got these pieces all ground up. I didn't find any more holes that I didn't know about besides these two pieces here. So I'm gonna do what I've done in earlier videos. If you're a long time watcher, you've probably seen me do it, where I'll use some wide masking tape and make a pattern of what I need to replace and go that route. Well, I'll show you how I do it. So this is our pattern, and what I'll do is peel this off of here, put it on some virgin steel, cut the patch piece first, and then line it up with where it has to go, because the hole is still there barely on both of them, so I can use that hole as datum or whatever to line the piece up so that the hole will wind up in the same place. So we'll cut those pieces out and then go from there. There, so we've got our pieces kind of made up, and like I said, the hole is still there in order to line it up. Mosquitoes are eating me alive. So you line it up with that hole, and she'll go in there like that. So I marked around it. We'll cut out that bad bit and fly this piece in. This one here was a little trickier because it had to have a lip on it. So I made this piece so that you line it up with the hole there and marked around it. So once I cut that piece out, the lip will settle down in where it goes. But yeah, that's the long and short of those. We won't get them welded up tonight though, because it's getting too late, and you know the rules. You don't want to fire up the welder and weld something and then walk away from the garage, especially when you got as many burnables around as I do. And by the way, you probably didn't see him on camera. He made a brief appearance, but my buddy Nomad's been sitting out here because he's got a good view of what I'm doing. But he's still out here in the fresh air, aren't you, buddy? Say hi to the folks, buddy. Yes. But yeah, he's just hanging out, watching me from afar. Well, that's what I got for you tonight, folks. Come along in the next episode. We'll do some welding, and we'll try to get those things smoothed up. Probably spray some of that chrome spray on them, make them look a little prettier. And whatever other trouble we can get into. But once again, thanks Robert for the gift and the super thanks. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody for liking and commenting and subscribing and helping to grow the channel. It's been growing pretty quickly lately. I got over 10,000 views on that one video where I painted the car, where I painted the blue. And I was thinking it'd be great if all I did was paint cars every day. But you gotta do a lot of work before you get to the painting stage. I guess I'll let you go. For the eagle-eyed people out there, see if you spot a goof. Catch you next time. Take care.